Okay, hey, this is the promised and the continuation or part 2 of my last hair video where I speak about all of the things that I am doing to keep my hair healthy and stop the thinning and get some of the hair to grow back. It is not realistic for us to expect, especially if you are 45 and older and are experiencing excuse me, hormonal hair thinning, to expect to get it all back. If you're younger than that, then I would say that yeah, you should expect. But I've done all of the dirty work, which is all of the research on this issue, and I've also started blogging, and you will see if you look at the buttons, the links excuse me, on the right of my YouTube page, that there is a new link there, and that's for WordPress. And I have developed my own website. I did, I think, a couple of blogs already on this topic, and this will now be the promised products that I am now using, that I think I mentioned I would be talking about in this video. Excuse me, I'm like, before I move on, obviously I have makeup on. I did do a makeup video, and that should be posted by the time you watch this one. So just want to put that out there. I'm not going anywhere. I did do a makeup video, and I did it a whole lot sooner than you guys probably would have expected me to. So that's a good thing. So I want to again get into the products that have been promising, and the types of, like, everyday, how do you want to call this, routines, I guess, if you will, you have to commit to be able to combat this issue. Because what you really need to do, you know, it's really a simple concept, and it took me, 3 years of researching and going to doctors to get down to something that's really, really basic and pretty simple. You have to now feed your body what it is not naturally getting, because as we get older, our bodies lose the ability to you know, produce all of what it was producing when we were younger, when that comes from your hormones most of the time. For those of us who may have had partial hysterectomies like myself, or have other issues, womanly issues, and that's the reason why you're experiencing things, or pregnancy can even cause severe hair loss. But those things, usually you get a comeback. The best way to do that is to replenish your body with what it's lost. And a good way to find out if that is what's going on is to go to a doctor and have them do a blood test that gives them the results of your hormonal levels. And that'll give them an idea of what's going on with you. In my case, I was at one point a little bit testosterone dominant, and then after they gave me the estrogen treatment, I became estrogen dominant. The point is, you can't be dominant in either hormone. Your hormones are supposed to be in sync. They're supposed to be balanced out. And that is something, or they have to be strong, which is what happens when we're young or when we're pregnant. As we get older, of course, our hormones no longer have the ability to produce the effects that we get that make our skin, the collagen and all of those things, that make our skin nice and tight and give you elasticity and make your hair grow beautiful and really long and give you full, hair, that starts to diminish the older you get. And especially if you're experiencing some type of illness or hormonal imbalance. So, with all of that put out there, when I finally got to, the root of what is going on, I was able to start researching what I can do about it. And I knew I wanted to go the more natural route, as I mentioned in my previous video. So that is what I did. And as an Amazon customer, and if you look at any of my videos dating back to years ago, I buy just about everything from Amazon. Unless I'm going to Ulta or Sephora, that's pretty much, or Walmart. Sometimes I'll get my things from Walmart. But lately, I really have been doing most of my shopping on Amazon. Why? It's cheaper and it's more convenient. And you get really good quality products. And that's just the truth. I do not work for Amazon. I have become an affiliate just very recently. But you might as well, get something for, I might as well feel like I'm getting something for all of this that I'm doing. And it's really not very much. I mean, it's not a real job. You make a little commission, is what it is, off of the products that you are promoting. But I am promoting stuff that I have been promoting, whether I'm being paid or not. This is stuff I've already talked about. I've already promised you is good, or I won't talk about it. It's just, I believe in bad karma, and I don't want to have something bad, horrible, or have something horrible happen to me because I decided to lie to make money. I believe that those types of things come back to haunt you. So with that said, anything and everything that I talk to you about is because I believe in it, or I won't talk to you about it. And that's 100% who I am. And that is regardless of whether I'm going to make a commission on anything or not. So, if I don't believe in it, you won't hear me talking about it. And if I do believe in it, doesn't matter where it comes from. If it's not Amazon, wherever it comes from, I will tell you where to go get it. In this case, this is all stuff I have purchased from Amazon. I've been an Amazon customer for quite some time, and I enjoy shopping with them. I think their products are great, and they're usually a lot cheaper than the department stores. And for those of us who like to shop online, it's convenient. So, pushing all that aside, I don't make enough to lie to anybody about anything. And there was a time when I wouldn't be making anything at all and still wouldn't lie. Because I just don't believe that that's a nice thing to do. So, what I do is I get up in the morning, and there's something called seed cycling. You may want to Google that. And that what that does, it's 4 separate seeds. It's sesame seed, sunflower seed, flax seeds, and pumpkin seeds. And then 2 very important supplements. One is this one, evening primrose, about 1,300, I think it's mgs or mcgs. You need a bottle of this, and 1 of fish oil. The reason for that is the seeds and the fish oil mostly is the omega-3s, which are very powerful and feed your hair and your skin and your nails. But this is a video about hair. So, for the first 15 days of the month, you are going to be taking the flax seeds, and you're going to need to buy these. You need to buy them in full seed, and then crush them at home in a blender or whatever you have that crushes food. Any kind of blender, any type of chopper, you need one of those, because that keeps the seeds fresher longer if you buy them whole, or at least where they're not crushed, they're not powdery. So the first 15 days of the month, you're going to be on the fish oil. Let me get this, make sure I'm getting this right. Yeah, the fish oil, the flax seeds, and the pumpkin seeds. And you will just, every morning, you will have about a teaspoon of the powdery broken down seeds that you've blended and put in a bag of flax seeds, and another tablespoon of pumpkin seeds. This is going to release and control the estrogen in your body. The fish oil is going to provide you with that extra boost of omega-3s that the body needs in order to keep your skin, your hair, and your nails at their healthiest. The last 2 weeks of the month, around the 16th day, you're going to switch to the sesame and the sunflower seeds, and again, same thing, crush those in a blender, put them in bags, a tablespoon of each, and every day you'll take this twice a day, the primrose. Now this is a supplement that I'm really not sure what it's not estrogen, but it does provide female, let's say if you suffer from hot flashes, or if you have dryness down there, but it also is very good for your hair, and so it also serves as, it does both things. It's a female hormonal supplement, and it's also got the vitamins that you need for your hair, your skin, and your nails. I want to make sure I'm describing this right, because if not, you guys will be confused. If you don't understand what I'm saying, please let me know down below, and I will, well, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to blog about this, so that if this video isn't in any way confusing, you can go over to my blog and read about it, because I will blog about this. Okay, so that's the seed cycling portion of what you need to be doing. And the same way that you need to feed yourself internally, you also need to do it externally. And that's where the oil treatments come in. And the oils that are powerful for the hair. And I think, and I know in my part 1 video of this, if you want to go back and review it, I speak about the Ayurvedic and the aromatherapy products that I am using, and that is the Eclipta alba and the Amla, along with a couple of other things in that video that I'm not going to include in this one because I've already talked about them. So you might want to watch that video first, then come back and watch this one. And this one I'm going to talk about other oils that I have now combined with those treatments and put them together in one bottle, and 3 times a week I feed my hair these oils. You can leave them on overnight and then wash them out, or just at least more than a couple of hours and then wash them out. So I did talk about the tea tree oil in the first one, and I'm going to talk about it again because it's very important. This keeps your scalp clean, which is very, very, very important. It also fights dandruff and lice. These to me are my 2 most important, because this stops DHT, which is something that happens when women become estrogen deficient. we become testosterone dominant. And so this is to stop the DHT, which will cause your hair to fall. So I put a couple of drops of this, and then you need to put these products. You can't use them on their own. They're very, very, very powerful. Okay, these are considered, how is it they're referred to? Essential oils. Okay. Coconut oil, olive oil, jojoba oil, and others are considered carrier oils. So you're going to want to get, and I speak about this in my first video, so you may want to go back there, are carrier oils. You're going to need to get maybe about a good glass about this big, or a bottle. I'll show you the one I've got. About this big. Something with a pump, preferably. Okay, and in here you'll want to do, I would say, about half coconut oil or olive oil, or you can put both. Just put about this much olive oil, about this much coconut oil, but about this much of the bottle should have carrier oil in it, okay? About half of this bottle should be filled with either coconut, jojoba, olive oil. Those are carrier oils. And the reason for those oils, even though you can use them on their own, they have their benefits on their own, is because you have to put these inside of those oils in order to use them. You can't use them on their own. You can end up doing more harm than good. So you will put these inside either your coconut oil, your olive oil, whatever oil you choose as a carrier oil, and put drops of these. I do a few drops of each. They're extremely potent. And this here is rosemary oil, and this one on its own is excellent. I think I spoke about this in my previous video. Excellent for hair growth. Why? Because it circulates the blood to the follicles of your hair. So it's very powerful and has a really powerful smell to it. It doesn't stink. It's just really, really powerful to the point where it'll burn your eyes. So only a few drops. And you want to do the same thing. Here is peppermint oil. You just take a capful, throw it in there in your bottle where you have your carrier oil. And then here is cedar wood. And cedar wood is known to soften, is like a conditioner. Will soften your hair. It's also good for blood circulation and many, many other things. And this video is long enough, so I'll just tell you this is really, really good to implement in your treatment. Now, I've already told you that along with these oils, you'll want the Eclipta alba or the brinjaj, which is the Indian packet that I showed you that's powder. You put very small amounts of that. It's also extremely powerful. Like, I would say this much. Literally a tiny, tiny spoon of it. And the same thing with the Amla powder. That will give you this concoction. And then I would use apple cider vinegar along with your conditioner when you're washing all of this out to further soften out your hair, to keep your hair nice and soft. So it's good to incorporate apple cider vinegar into your treatment one way or the other. You can either put it in here or you can use it when you're conditioning your hair. I use Pantene. It's a pretty good product. Remember, you're washing out a lot of oil. So you do want something that's going to be strong enough to remove all of the oils and at the same time be good for your hair. For me, that's Pantene. For you, it may be something else. Now, there is a product. Oh, and here goes the Amla oil. I use this once I'm styling my hair. Just a tiny little bit. I like to have it in my hair. It's very, very good for your hair. But I have this in the powder as well, and it's inside here. And to keep the hair, you know, after protected, okay, before you're blow drying or after you blow dry, or a combination of those two, you keep your hair moisturized in between each oil treatment. If you have such a severe hair loss that you have spots you need to cover, there is a product you can order these online. They're not expensive, and they're those hair fiber things. Or you can get those sprays that you can get in the department store that are supposed to be for covering your gray hair in your hair color, and just spray those areas until you see that your hair is starting to grow back in. So if that's where you are, there are things you can do to cover those spots that are not harmful. And I just want to let you know there are things you can do. Don't buy wigs unless it's so severe that you have like half of your head missing hair. Then in that case, you know, obviously you have to do something. But if it's like we're talking about a spot here and a spot here, and you want to cover them, there are products you can use to cover those areas or make them look more full. There are also products you can use to add body to your hair so that you can, you know, have the appearance that your hair is very, very full. For me, I have two. One by Garnier and the other is by L'Oreal. Or you can get that stuff. It's like 20 bucks. Big Sexy Hair. It works, but it's $20. And get, you know, some of these boosting products. You can also get the powder that you put in the root powder that, you know, gives you some body. There are things that you can do depending on the severity of your hair loss or thinning. Now to the last thing, and I just discovered this just browsing. There is a product by, it's NZURI, it's Ayurvedic. There are 61, well, it's Ayurvedic, and it's also got aromatherapies. 61 foods in here that are supposed to be exactly blended. In other words, it's a 3-day process they go through to get all the oils and many, many more blended into this product, which I have been using. I will let you know how it does. And if you choose to, for right now, not to use all of these and make your own and want to give this a shot, so for right now, I have stopped using mine that I made, and I'm using this just to see if it is what it says it is. And then what it says it is like Viviscal but in oil, and it's the same thing. You put this in your hair for a few hours and wash it out. You can sleep with it. It's got all of the products I just mentioned and then some, including the including the Amla and the Eclipta alba. And it's by Nazuri, and it's about $30. That's what I paid for mine. It should last about a month. And you just put it in your head for a few hours, put a bag over your head. You can use it as a hot oil treatment, in which you would just warm a little bit of it up. Again, put a bag over your head, wash it out, and I think it's like 45 minutes. And either way, I'm just started using this. I don't want to combine it with mine because I want to know which one is the one that's working. So I stopped this. So far, it really has helped where I barely have any hair fall. I have what's normal. And my hair is growing. And so I can say it's helping. But I want to see what this does on its own. So I've stopped using my concoction. And I'm using this one just to see what the difference is, if it's more beneficial for me to buy it already made with all of the ingredients already in it, and if this, in fact, because it has so many other products in it, works better than what I'm doing on my own, then I will stop doing my own thing. I'll keep what I have around in case of an emergency, or I don't happen to have this, or I can't get it, or they're out of it. Then I have my own, and I'll continue that route. But for right now, I am trying this, and I want to see on its own what it does, because it claims that on its own it does 10 times better than what I'm describing to you I'm getting out of what I'm doing. So I don't know yet, but I should know. They say that you will see results within 30 days. I've only been doing it for about a week and a half, so I can't report anything yet. But it's an alternative, and it's a hair follicle food, 61 Ancient Miracle Hair Growth Oil, 100% natural. It is supposed to be guaranteed to be a miracle worker. I get really, when they say those words, miracles, pretty much, how do you want to say, on the fence. I tend to be a non-believer, but I'm not going to know until I try it. So I have been doing this, and I will blog about it and do another video on it and give you a full report. I have learned in my journey of talking about this that there are many, many, many people going through this. So I'm going to make it my business, since I've done the dirty work, commission or no, to share, because I think that's the right thing to do. And I wish I would have had somebody to give me all of this information. I hope this helps you guys. If there's anything I've missed or you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below. And subscribe and like and all that beautiful stuff that I love. And I will see you guys again really, really soon. Thanks for watching.